These are the most outrageous restaurant complaints ever. I get some of the most head-scratching complaints.
Nuts.
They're not even complaints. They're just like
requests that
you're stupid.
Yes.
Yeah. The first one, and I know bartenders get this all the time.
Okay.
Is my martini is too strong.
It's all alcohol.
There's alcohol and nothing else, if little else.
Yes.
Maybe
a little flavoring, maybe some juice, like a splash.
Maybe a little color.
A little color.
But it's booze.
Maybe some sweetener.
You know what you drink? You're drinking a big shot.
Yeah, that's all you are.
How many times have you heard, ooh,
yeah,
this is too strong? Are you aware of what you're telling me
ordered?
right now?
Yeah.
I have no faith in you right now.
Why would you order a martini if you're going to say it's too strong? What were you even thinking?
People don't really understand even if it was too strong, I'd be really afraid to even say it.
Yeah.
You know? Why don't you...
Now, you could say it's not cold enough. You know, like
that's a complaint.
Yeah, you know what I mean? You can say, you know, there's multiple things you can say. It's not sweet enough, it's not XYZ, it doesn't have the flavored consistency I'm looking for.
Yes.
It doesn't, it doesn't hit my palate, it doesn't taste the way I thought it would. This, that's what you can say. Okay, but you can't say a martini is too strong when it's all alcohol. Okay.
A
drink, a cocktail, sure.
Can be very strong.
Absolutely.
It could be off.
You could be over poured. Yeah, you could not have the direct balance. We get that.
Right.
And we're not afraid, we'll kind of look at you like, ah, ha, ha, well, yeah, but we'll go give you that chaser that you asked for and made you add it on top of it, just so you can give your drink balance. But for the most part, when you say martini and then the words too strong come out your mouth, we're looking at you like you're an idiot.
Yeah, for sure. The next one is, my braised beef is too well done. I'm not sure if you understand what braising is.
Yeah. It should just be soft. The meat is going to be cooked through. It's been cooking for hours or even days. Okay? It is not something that we just threw on the grill, okay, and was like, okay, it's rare.
Yeah,
it's braised for a reason. That's the part of the process.
Right.
It's supposed to just be soft, cut off the bone. It's supposed to be softer.
First of all, it's a certain kind of meat.
Yeah.
Certain kind of meat you ain't going to get medium rare.
No.
Okay?
You don't want it medium rare.
And we didn't ask you a temperature.
No.
Which further lets you know.
That shit is cooked all the way through.
Yo, I'm telling you. And it's fair to say, what does this mean?
Yeah, no, and that's 100%.
Right?
If you were to say that, then we don't think you're an idiot. We'll tell you, okay. But it also, most of the places you see is going to tell you the hour time, 18 hours, slow cooked or something like that. True, depending on what you're getting.
Yeah.
So, because you want to sell that. People, to me, that's a selling point. It was sitting, this is going to be nice and tender when I bite into it.
Because you are trying to extract or infuse flavors to go not just through the meat, but through everything else. Whatever, vegetables, potatoes, I don't care what it is. You want the commingling of flavors.
Yes. It's like when you think about braised, you think more like a porridge or a stew or somewhere where we're like back in the day when you were growing up and not even back when we were, but back in the day.
Okay. Yeah.
You go way back in time, 1800s, 1700s, where when all you did, put everything in, you let it sit and let that thing, and that all the flavors get in there. That's how you get that flavor combination. That's how you get different cultures around the world. They all have their own kind of stews.
Yes.
And then those generations, those recipes have moved through generations.
Here's another thing that I find odd to me. I've had people who are either gluten-free or they don't want salt, but then there's a lot of seasonings.
There's a lot of seasonings that have salt in it.
So then they insist it be made a certain way. This woman orders a meal and asks for there to be no salt, no pepper, no garlic, or any other herbs or spices in the meal.
So you just want a plain piece of whatever grilled.
Sure, we could do that for you.
We could do that for you.
But then she sends it back because it's flavorless.
You just asked for no flavor. What do you think gives it the flavor?
Where is the flavor coming from?
We didn't. If you don't, would you want us to squeeze a lemon on it? Give us some direction.
No, listen.
If
you get what you get and you don't get upset.
Exactly.
Once you start giving a chef instructions,
we're done with you.
It's your meal now.
Yeah, no,
there's no sending it back.
You should have made it at home. Okay,
That
because
too.
we forget. And I don't use salt, but I do use garlic.
You
powder.
don't use added salt.
I don't add salt. Yes, I'm saying
Okay.
I use garlic. I use all
You're talking about when you're cooking or when
at home personally.
Okay.
Like
All right.
I don't add salt to any meal. Like I mean, I own salt. I don't add it
All
to
right.
anything. I use like my normal seasonings because I know there's salt in it.
Right.
It makes it salty enough, and it already has a good balance.
See, I'm different. I add a lot of salt, but I don't use a lot of seasonings. All my
okay.
seasonings don't have salt in it because I'm going through, the individual seasoning instead of like the season combination.
Gotcha.
Right? A lot of season combinations have salt in it.
Oh well, I mean, I don't. Maybe it doesn't. I use like onion powder, garlic powder. I figure in my mind it said powder, so it has salt in it.
It depends.
It might.
There's like onion salt. There's like there's different plays of you just turn that right. Usually the salt's like number 1 or number 2.
Okay.
Right? So if you turn it around, it'll tell you
What it has and what it doesn't.
Yeah. Most likely if it has more than if it has like 3 or more ingredients,
It has one salt. Yeah. With a weird ass name.
Can I have this made with penne instead? I'm allergic to fettuccine.
That's not a thing. That's impossible, actually.
It's not only do people disguise their preferences as allergies, which is completely.
I'm thinking about you said it. I was just thinking about it in my head. Like,
But you can see it happening now,
yeah. Oh, 100%.
right?
Just say you don't like penne.
Right.
You'd rather have the fettuccine, especially if you see both on the menu. That means we have it in house. It's not a big deal. We'll give you the other pasta. Maybe you just don't like the preference of it or the texture.
Yes.
That's okay. But don't say you're allergic to something when we know you're not. Okay, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
They hide their preferences
Yeah.
and allergies, and they make these things up.
Absolutely.
I'm allergic to salt. You
Yeah.
ever get that one?
Oh yeah,
I'm allergic to salt. You'd be dead.
you'd be dead. Your body has salt in it. Okay, legit. Your body has. You need the salt in
You're
your
not
body.
allergic to salt.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You say you don't want any added salt.
Absolutely.
Things like that.
You don't. Yes.
You really look dumb when you say stuff like that. You really do, because then you cannot be trusted.
Yes.
Right? Like,
you don't
we
even know what
wanna
you're
help
talking
you.
about. You don't even know what you're talking about.
We want to help you.
Yeah.
But help us help you, because like we don't want to help you if you're really
If you
out
sound
here
crazy.
just lying.
If you just sound like you're crazy.
I had a lady, she was eating her appetizer
Mm-hmm.
and then ordering her meal. Happened at a restaurant we worked at together. And she said, I'm allergic to onions, so I don't want, XYZ. And I said, well, what about this onion soup you're eating right
Oh
now?
my God.
Right? And it's like, listen, people.
If you don't like the texture, we get it. Like my uncle doesn't like onions.
Okay.
But he doesn't mind like if I make a spinach or something and it's all minced up where you can't taste the onion flavor. Like, so if it's cooked through, or if it doesn't have, where you don't taste the onion, he just does like the texture of a whole onion or
raw onions.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. So, and that makes sense to me. But the other way around, like you're saying,
Have it how you have it.
yeah.
Just,
But don't act all crazy.
Just be transparent.
Yeah. Sir, there are teeth in my food. Wow. Are you serious? Okay, I'll come check it out. Sir, those are onions. Well, it looks weird. Can I order something else?
This happens more
There are
often than you
teeth
think.
in my food.
Sometimes people make stuff up because they want to change their meal.
Okay, that's craziness.
First of all, you done bought it.
Yeah, it's already too late.
Okay? America has really gone overboard
Yes.
with the being able to change things. Can I change this? And I look at him, I said, it's already made. Change it into what?
What? What do you want me to do with it?
No. It's made.
If you made it at home and you messed it up, you would have to go back out, buy all the ingredients again,
Right.
and start from scratch.
Yes, you would. And so there's a certain amount of liability that you have when you buy a meal. Ask how it's made, ask you, all the questions ahead of time, because this is now your meal. This whole idea of changing and stuff like that, we've been bent over backwards, getting robbed and raped.
Yeah, because like I just said, and now
And
if you're an
pillaged.
establishment and you go through that on a daily basis, you're not talking about 1 or 2 guests. You're talking probably, at least, let's say if you're a really busy spot, you probably have 10 comps like that a day. roughly.
Yo,
okay,
they're not doing this in Europe, bro.
Exactly.
It's yours to keep.
Yo, you paid for
you want
it.
me to bag it up?
Bag it up for you. You get what you want. You can buy the next thing.
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
You have no problem. I have no problem selling you what you want after, but you already ordered this. Give it to
Yes.
somebody else. You can give it to somebody on the street. I don't give a fuck what you do.
Only if it's made incorrectly.
Yes.
I understand.
If we messed it up,
Right.
we'll fix it.
Right.
Okay. But if it's exactly what you ordered, what do you want us to do?
Yeah, push it around in your plate.
Yeah.
Shut the hell up.
Exactly.
Because we're running a business here. And I understand you're crossing the line when it's hospitality and business and you want them to come back. Do you?
Do I want that guest to come back, really?
There is nuance, right? There is nuance.
You want your guests to leave happy, but at the same time, you don't want them to be that intolerable guest. So let's say you do it from the one time and then becomes a habitual offender. Then what are you gonna do? Now it's even harder to kick them out because they are your regular.
Yeah. They're just certain type of people that we absorb those, right? We absorb those in the restaurant business. Okay, we're gonna get your money sometime.
Yeah.
Okay. But the cumulative effect of stopping the kitchen to remake things.
Oh my God.
To dance through hoops so that you can really inaccurately slander how things are made and prepared, and if it's to your liking or not, as long as it's prepared. Imagine you go somewhere, you have something that's made the right way, it's yours.
Absolutely.
And then you make a decision, next time I'll have something else.
Now let's say you go to a place now, and I can see this happening. You get like a new chef or something like that, and you go in, and you've been going there for years, okay, and you order something, and the chef changed stuff but didn't change on the menu, and then they changed their recipe because they wanted it their way. Now you have a valid point in my mind. If I'm your server and I know this and you don't know it, that
goes along with it's not the way that it usually is.
Exactly, and I'm fair with that, and I'm 100% okay with that.
It's like when they changed the walnut chicken and still called it a walnut chicken.
Yeah,
it ain't a walnut chicken, right? It's different. I'm ordering this because I know what it's supposed to be like. Okay, you change the underlyings of it. You give me rice instead of risotto. I'm pushing it aside.
Yep. This is not it.
This one time, a customer came up to the counter and told us their burger was undercooked and demanded a recook. Unfortunately, they decided not to tell us until they were 3/4 done with the food. So, my manager happily obliged and had their burger remade. After it was finished, he cut the burger into fourths and gave the customer a fresh quarter of burger well done.
That's the most gangster shit I've ever seen in my life.
That is laughable.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that's a solution.
No. He probably pissed him off, but I think that sounds gangster to me. I would love to film that shit.
I think that just lets them know you're not getting most of this burger for free.
No.
Because you ate it. You ate it. So my solution would have been like, you can pay for another one, but you ate this. I can't take back a quarter burger.
Yeah.
You can't be more than halfway through something and decide you don't like it. That's an interesting statement, and I kind of like the way that they handled it.
Gangster,
I'm not sure if I'm on board with it.
We couldn't get away with that shit, but I love it.
You can't get away with that.
But I loved it.
That you know that's not a franchise.
Yo, that is that was the owner coming out. He was pissed off. He's like, fuck you. Okay, here's what you get. I don't care if you come back at all.
Right? Exactly. He does not care. He does not want you back.
No.
But he solved your problem, though.
Oh, absolutely. Goodbye.
A woman ordered a plate of sweet and sour chicken. After 10 minutes later, coming back with every fried chicken chunk broken open and the chicken consumed, and demanded a refund, saying there was no chicken in the breading.
Wait, so she ripped off the breading, ate all the chicken inside of it, and then sent it back?
Yeah. People trying tricks. And that's the thing. Like, I really think people are emboldened to try things because restaurants are afraid.
Yeah, but that's just a lot. That's crazy to me.
You're not getting a refund.
No.
I'm sorry.
I'm not even talking to you.
Sometimes you have to fire your customer.
Yeah.
Because you are running a business here.
I might have just kicked you out and be like, yo, just don't fucking come back. Okay. Goodbye. Okay. Like, it didn't work for you. We got your check. Don't ever come back here though, because we're not dealing with this ever again.
A simple no would suffice. Give me the next one.
Too much tomato in the tomato soup.
I've not had this one specifically, but I've had people.
Like, what do you mean too much tomato? It's tomato. Just like we talked about, it's onion soup. It's tomato. Yo, the name is on the soup.
It's why the soup exists.
Yes, it's gonna have
tomatoes.
Now, I could, like you said, if it's not seasoned the way you think it is, or something like that, that's the difference to me. Like with the martini, you know what I mean? How we talked about that earlier.
Right.
If it doesn't have the flavor combination you look for, that's an excuse. You can't tell me there's too much fucking tomato in a tomato soup.
They can and did. Here's one I've gotten in the past was we had probably still have a spicy margarita, and I've had people say that the spicy margarita is too spicy.
Okay.
And there are days when I think it's fair, and
it can be, you know,
when I think that it's not, right?
True.
Because, you know,
something can be too spicy. You know, even somebody that likes something spicy, I get that.
But
if you knew what you bought into because you ordered it. It said spicy on it.
Right.
So So at that point, you just either need to dilute it or do something, you know, just so where you can. I'm not sending that drink back, but I might ask, you know, can I have a little extra sour mix just to cut it a little bit or something like that.
And are you doing that because you're in the business or because you're an intelligent person that sees spicy?
I would hope because I'm an intelligent person that would see spicy and understand that.
So let's say it's not a drink. Let's say it's food.
Okay.
Right? When I have spicy, I very rarely send it back because I'm not big on spice. But
I'm just not going to get it again.
Take the chance.
Yeah, I'm just not going to get it again.
Right.
Yeah, I
just
know.
Chance that you're taking.
Yeah, just like when let's say you ordered wings, okay, and you went and you got the hot, okay. They already drenched the fucking thing in the hot, so maybe their hot is just too hot for you. And you know, and they might even have that whole flavor board there, and you say, oh, I'm getting hot wings because you get hot wings everywhere. But at this spot, their hot is just too damn hot. And I get it. You know, there's spots like that. There's a little Nashville spot by my house, and I just wanted to try it, and I didn't want to get the hot because of that reason. I wanted to start with it gave me the whole flavor compound, and I started with like a medium because I just wanted to make sure that it would hit my balance before I went up.
There's an Indian restaurant that I go to, and they admit that they don't give. Even if you say you want it hot, they don't give it to you Indian hot.
Yeah.
Because they want to deal with it.
No, they don't. No, and that's smart.
Right?
That's smart.
They give it to you.
Because their hot's different than our hot. Okay, legit.
It's generational hot.
Exactly.
You need to lift
that shit's
weights.
built in, okay?
Yes. You need to lift hot weights when you were a kid.
Yes.
And build up your heat.
palate, your heat index palate, okay? Because their shit can go astronomically.
I went medium and it was hot for me.
See?
It was hot for me. But even if it was too hot, I have to deal with it.
Because
that's a me problem.
Exactly. That's not my problem. That's your problem.
I think people just aren't afraid of looking stupid.
No, they're not.
That's a problem. I don't want to look dumb. Right?
True,
and I'll pay a couple bucks not to look dumb.
I had an old lady complain that her sorbet was too cold. It's ice cream, or it's a frozen deliciousness. I don't know what you want. You want it to melt on the fucking table.
If it's not too cold,
it came from the freezer.
Right. If it's not too cold,
if it ain't too cold, it ain't sorbet. You're right. It might as well fucking be orange juice or whatever the fuck it is again.
Right. It's something else. But it's sorbet. It ain't gonna hold together. You got problems.
You got problems.
Yeah, you look dumb.
You look.
I think the issue is right here, old lady.
Yeah.
A lot of things are cold to old people.
Oh, which we get.
You know? When does that change? When do you get cold?
I hope not never.
They need everything to be just so.
I'm glad it always says old lady, though, because, you know, I'm definitely a man, so I think maybe hopefully my palate stays intact.
I expect the ice cream to be cold.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Yo, can't wait for it to be cold. If that shit's melted, I don't want it.
Right? Keep it.
You can have it.
Do the last one.
Okay. Someone said that their fried egg was too flat. Like, what does that mean?
Maybe they didn't want it fried.
I don't know. I mean, were they expecting maybe a sunny side up where it had that round thing still?
But
Once you flip the fucking thing, it's gonna be flat.
Once that egg is broken, it's all
100%.
two-dimensional.
It's 100%. I mean, unless you're scrambling up, and that's what gives it fluffiness. You know what I mean? So yeah, like you said, once it's broken, it's broken.
Yeah.
But I can understand maybe a sunny egg that that kind of that.
What do you want to do at that point?
I don't know.
How do you fix that?
You can't. You get a new fucking egg and you try it.
No, but yeah. You get a new egg, right?
Yeah.
How do you fix it?
Wow.
If you're out there in your server and you have had wild complaints, let us know.
We want to hear some of yours because we can do the show again with different stuff.
Yes.
I'm sure there's a bunch of shit out there.
Write in the comments, or you can email me. I answer all my emails unless it's something ridiculous, and I don't. I'm themodernwaiter@gmail.com, or follow me on Instagram at The Modern Waiter Podcast. I'm Marlon Joseph, The Modern Waiter.
I'm Danny Villas. Subscribe, people.
We will see you next time.
Later.